Hi everyone, welcome to yet another episode of ARA, Anxiety Recovery with Albright. If you're new here or you're seeing me for the first time, Albright is an ex-anxiety sufferer who uses her own recovery from severe anxiety, severe sensitization, and chronic depression to help others who are still struggling with anxiety disorders. In this channel, we talk about everything anxiety related, whether you're struggling with the GAD, generalized anxiety disorder, social anxiety, health anxiety, panic disorder, OCD, depression, eating disorder, agoraphobia, any type of anxiety disorder, you are in the right place. Do not panic or do not be anxious because I've not mentioned your type of anxiety disorder. Any type of anxiety disorder, this is the best place for you. If you're watching me and you have not yet subscribed yet, I would urge you to watch this video up to the end. If you feel like this video is valuable, if you feel like you want to see more of this content on your timeline, kindly hit that subscription button. Otherwise, let's get into the video. So 2 months ago, I released a YouTube video on how anxiety increases our heart rate, why that happens, and how to be able to overcome that. If you missed that, if you have not yet watched that, I'm gonna plug it here. Here is the video. Go and watch it. How anxiety increases our heart rate, how anxiety causes heart palpitations, and how to be able to overcome that. But in this particular video, I want to talk about heart anxiety, cardiophobia. If you obsess about your heart, maybe you're experiencing skipped heartbeats, ectopic heartbeats, intense heart palpitations, shortness of breath, increased blood pressure, chest tightness, any type of anxiety related symptom, that's what we want to discuss in this video. If you obsess about your heart, that's all you think about, you even want to walk with your heart monitor, you have been to the hospitals, all they say is your heart is fine, that's what you want to talk about. So stay tuned up to the end of this video. So I always insist on, when you're watching these videos, don't use these videos to self-diagnose. I hope I'm talking to someone who has been to the hospital, everything has been done, all the scans, echo, ECG, all they say that your heart is fine. If everything is clear, that's when you are supposed to watch these videos. Otherwise, if you're just second guessing using the internet to self-diagnose, you're not doing the right thing. So make sure you have been to the hospital. All they say is your heart is fine. Because when I was struggling with anxiety, I just wanted to make sure that what I was dealing with was only anxiety and it was not something else. Because when you're struggling with anxiety, most of the time you might think that what you're struggling with is not anxiety, it's something else. And anxiety is a good convincer. It will convince you that you are having cancer, you are having a heart attack, you are having stroke, you are having dementia, you are having everything except anxiety. So I wanted to clear the doubt, because clearing the doubt is good. So what I did is went to a professional, did all tests, the pictures of my heart were being taken, and all they could say that my heart was fine, there was nothing wrong with my heart. That's when I was sure that, okay, what I'm dealing with is anxiety. So when struggling with anxiety, you might have a couple of fears. You might have a fear that you are going to have a heart attack, you are having a heart disease, and these are common fears when struggling with anxiety because of the kind of symptoms anxiety comes with. Anxiety can cause, skipped heartbeats, ectopic heartbeats, the chest tightness, and those symptoms are not fun. They are so scary, they are so heavy, and it's always like, okay, this is something else. This is not anxiety, this is something else. So when someone first experiences a panic attack, when they first experiencing anxiety, they are gonna have heart symptoms. So anxiety is bound to cause heart symptom. Heart symptoms is a symptom of anxiety. In simple words, heart symptoms are a symptom of anxiety. So when you first experience a panic attack, you're gonna have this increased heart rate, this intense heart palpitations, this chest tightness, the increased blood pressure, this shortness of breath, and the first thing that you're gonna think about is something is wrong with me. That's the first thing that you're gonna think about, because you don't know what is happening, you don't know about anxiety. When I first experienced the heart palpitations, I thought that something is wrong with my heart. So the diligent thing that someone is going to do is get into the car and go to the hospital. You have gone to the hospital, done all tests, everything has been done, all they say that is you are okay. Then you start wondering, okay, what is wrong with me? Am I going to have a heart attack? The worst is if you hear that someone has died of a heart attack. Even the word heart, even the word heart attack used to give me intense heart palpitation. And this is a common fear amongst anxiety sufferers. Probably you deal with it every day and you don't understand what is happening. When you first experience a panic attack or an anxiety attack, you are bound to experience heart symptoms. The doctors are right. There is nothing wrong with you. Your heart is beating fine. Your heart is beating healthy. So when you experience this intense heart palpitations, this chest tightness, you start obsessing about your heart. You start feeling the need to be in control. You want to walk with your monitor, your heart monitor. You want to check your blood pressure, believing that when you don't do anything concerning your heart, you're gonna die from it. You're gonna experience, and you're gonna have a heart attack. You're gonna experience this thing that someone else, people don't know, someone might not be able to help you. Those are common. You're not unique. Those are common fears when struggling with anxiety. When you experience those symptoms without necessarily anything causing them, you're going to the hospital, nothing is being found, you start obsessing about your heart. You start Googling, you seek reassurance from the doctors a couple of times, and no matter what the doctor says, you are always just like, it is something else. And that is also a symptom of anxiety. What if it's this? What if it's a heart attack? What if it's stroke? What if this time time what if this time this thing kills me? Those are intrusive thoughts brought by anxiety. A common mistake that I find from anxiety sufferers is they tend to place intrusive thoughts as a different entity from anxiety. Any thought that starts with a what if it's this, what if it's a heart attack, that's an anxiety symptom. Throw it under the anxiety umbrella and respond to it the way you respond to other anxiety symptoms. You are not unique, something is wrong with you. No, anxiety symptoms are symptoms of anxiety. What most anxiety sufferers don't understand is that the activities, whatever they are doing to try and stop the heart palpitations, whatever they are doing to try and stop the ectopic heartbeat, the skipped heartbeats, whatever you're doing to try and feel better, that is what is keeping you stuck with anxiety. You know, your body was overwhelmed with stress. Stress is the main cause of anxiety disorders. Your body was or even a panic attack, and a panic attack happens because you had anxious energy within. So stress is the main cause of anxiety. You stressed about something, a traumatic life event happened, you are in that chronic state of stress for a long period of time, and your brain and body said, no, you know what, Henry, Mary, I can't take it anymore. You have overwhelmed me with stress, and boom, the fight or flight response was activated. When the fight or flight response is activated, this means the part of the brain's fear center called the amygdala, it releases stress hormones. What are the stress hormones? The adrenaline and the cortisol. So the reason why you are in that state is because you are having excess adrenaline and cortisol, and when this excess adrenaline and cortisol are being burnt up, they want to be released, they are being burnt up, and it is being released in form of the heart palpitations, in form of the intrusive thoughts, in form of the panic attacks, the feelings of unreality, any symptom of anxiety. It's just excess adrenaline being burnt up. So you overwhelm your body with stress, and it said, no, I can't take it anymore, and you started experiencing these anxiety symptoms. And what is keeping you in the cycle is you trying to stop the heart palpitations, trying to stop the skipped heartbeat, trying to stop first of all, trying to be in control. You are working with your heart monitor, you're checking your blood pressure all the time. That is one of the reasons why you are stuck in the anxiety cycle, because it's a loop. You are stuck in a loop. You experience this heart palpitation. Anxiety causes the heart palpitations. You stress, you worry, anxiety ramps up, and when anxiety ramps up, you experience increased heart palpitations. So it's a loop. Heart palpitation, you stress, you worry, you take inspired action, you Google your symptoms, you go to the hospital, all they say that is you are fine. Anxiety ramps up, you again another symptom. So it's a loop, it's a disordered loop that you are the one to stop. Anxiety, whatever happened, anxiety is causing the symptoms. Whatever happened, whatever you're experiencing, the heart palpitations, the intrusive thoughts, that is not the problem. The problem is you are the one keeping yourself stuck by wanting to control, working the heart monitor, checking your blood pressure, anything you do to try and stop anxiety, to try and feel better. That is what is keeping you stuck in the disordered loop of anxiety. I remember when I was struggling with anxiety, my heart rate was so intense, it used to go up to 160. It was so intense that even doing a light exercise, even just doing some house chores, I used to feel like, you know what, I can't, because it used to increase my heart rate. So you can classify these as triggers. And if you have watched me for a long time, I don't like calling things as triggers, because with anxiety, if you say that, you know, this person is a trigger, this food, I'm not gonna eat it because it increases my anxiety, I'm not gonna drive, I'm not gonna go into the airplane, not gonna go to these places, your world will become smaller and smaller and smaller. So I avoid using the word triggers, because it's kind of like you mark it, this is a trigger, I'm not supposed to do this is a trigger, and your world will become small and small and small. And that's not, if you want to stay stuck in the anxiety cycle, avoid things that this is a trigger. Now you're with anxiety, one of the main keys to overcoming anxiety is exposure and living your life. So those things you classify as triggers, you are supposed to go towards them, because we are in the process of retraining our brains, we are in the process of rewiring our brains. So when you go towards those things, that's things that you consider triggers, you are sending the signal, the right signal to the brain that really there is nothing that is making me anxious here. Stop misfiring, stop sending me those alarms, I don't need them. So as time goes by, you'll find that even when you are at these places, even when you do these things, even when you go back to the gym, because gym can be, people who go to the gym, people who love the gym can avoid going to the gym because it causes increased heart rate. So go to the gym, do that exercise, do that walking. I used to, when I didn't know better, I used to avoid doing these places. Anything that could make my heart beat, I used to avoid that. Then I realized my world was getting smaller. I couldn't walk, I couldn't exercise, I couldn't eat certain food because my heart was always increasing. And that's for you to recover from anxiety, you need to do the opposite. Go to these places, go up an apartment, drive, go into the plane, do anything that you consider a trigger, go towards those things. Once I realized that the behaviors that are keeping me stuck, I was thinking that I was in control, or trying to make the heart palpitate, trying to make the heart symptoms go away. Those are what were keeping me stuck in the anxiety cycle. I don't know, Googling, seeking reassurance from the doctor, always checking your pulse, always checking your heart rate, walking with your heart monitor. Those are the things that are keeping you stuck in the anxiety cycle. Once you have been to the doctor, once you have been to a professional, and all they say that, you are fine, you have done echo, you have done ECG. First of all, that thing is just always mentally draining. It is physically draining, because even having to do all those tests are not cheap. They are expensive, they are mentally draining, they are physically draining. Like, you can't live your life. You're always just like, I need to go to the hospital, something is wrong with my heart, I need to do this, something is wrong with my heart. Imagine those are the things that are keeping you stuck in the anxiety cycle. Someone has never told you, but I'm telling you, those are the things that are keeping you stuck in the anxiety cycle. Once you have been to a professional, everything has been done, what you're struggling with is anxiety, and you need to relax. I know the intrusive thoughts can be so real, like, this is something else, I'm gonna develop a heart attack, I need to do something to be in control. Those are also symptoms of anxiety. Throw them under the anxiety umbrella and trust your doctor. Just know that you are healthy, you are fine, because even if you go to the hospital, the doctor's job is only to see if something is wrong with you. If there's nothing wrong with you physically, they'll tell you, like, you are healthy, there's nothing wrong with you, because anxiety is a nerves problem. You are having an oversensitized nervous system. You are having a sensitized nerve endings. When you focus on overcoming anxiety, when you focus on regulating your nervous system, as a consequence, all those symptoms are gonna go away. You don't need to focus on individual symptoms, the skipped heartbeats, the ectopic heartbeats, the increased heart palpitations, I don't know, trying to bring down your blood pressure. No, you only need to focus on overcoming anxiety, and as a consequence, all those symptoms are gonna go away. So whatever you're doing to try and stop it, checking your heart, using your heart monitor, checking your blood pressure, those are the those that are keeping you stuck in the anxiety cycle. Because let's take an example. Google, you're having this intense heart palpitations, you Google a symptom, Google tells you that those are signs of a heart attack. You're gonna stress, you're gonna worry, anxiety ramps up, and when anxiety ramps up, it is bringing you these same heart palpitations that you're trying to get rid of, that you're trying to be certain about. So you find yourself, you're gonna get stuck in the anxiety loop. That's how people stay stuck in the disordered loop of anxiety for 5 years, for 10 years, for 15 years, because their behaviors, I call them the unproductive patterns, those are what are keeping them stuck in the anxiety cycle. So if you've watched this video up to I'm gonna end this video here. If you've watched this video up to this point, can you kindly comment down below what you are the heart symptoms that you're struggling with, whether it's a skipped heartbeat, whether it's ectopic, whether it's heart palpitations, chest tightness, any type of heart anxiety. Comment down below, give this video a thumbs up, like it, share to those who may need it. If you find this video is valuable, share it to others, and also subscribe. It helps the channel grow, and YouTube pushes these videos to a new audience. If you have struggled with anxiety for a long time and you feel like you want to fasten your recovery, you want to speed up your recovery, you don't want to figure out everything on your own, and I'm here. Give me a chance. What have you tried? I know you have tried everything. You have tried medication, you have tried supplements, you have tried yoga, all everything that you have tried, nothing is working. I found out a way to recover from anxiety. I recovered from anxiety using the natural way. I don't do any supplements because they didn't work for me. No medication. In fact, medication made me fatigued and numb. So if you're interested in working with me, use this WhatsApp, use this email to reach out to me. I help people overcome anxiety disorders permanently. You're saying enough is enough, you want to leave the anxiety subject behind. I do coaching calls with people. I tell you exactly what is keeping you stuck in the anxiety cycle and through your specific situation, because when you talk online, I don't know your specific situation. So when we talk, I can be able to point out your resistance. I can be able to point out your unproductive patterns that are keeping you stuck in the anxiety cycle. So if you want to work one-on-one with me, use this WhatsApp or this email to reach out to me. Otherwise, let's meet on the next video.